I can't believe you're still here.
I guess we both overslept.
Our understanding, Clarke, is that you would be gone by morning.
I can't go out looking like this.
Well, you're not staying here, my friend.
Well, at least I'm still your friend.
No, you're not. It's just a figure of speech.
Don't you have any sympathy? I mean, come on. Look at my face.
Oh, my Lord.
Yes, both our Lord. And where was he when I needed him?
So, you walked into a car?
Yeah, that's right.
Looks more like you got into a fight.
Honey, if I were in a fight, this is how the other guy would have looked.
Oh. Well, of course, you did get the license number and the name of the driver who did this to you?
What, when I was flying through the air?
Clarke, I hope you know I don't believe a word of this.
How can you not believe it? Look at my face.
I'll get you some better powder.
Oh, thanks, honey. That's sweet.
I just want you out of here as soon as possible.
Well, where am I supposed to go?
You still have a job.
There'll be questions.
Wherever you go, whatever you do, there are questions, Clarke. It's the story of your life.
I'll kick a man when he's down.
Believe me, I'm wearing a hell of a lot more bruises. Thanks to you. Only you can't see mine.
You know, this was my apartment.
You want it? Fine. I'll leave. You can deal with the questions my family will ask.
Keep the apartment.
You just don't understand, do you?
All I understand is how much I want to be with you. Just the two of us.
That's exactly my point. It'll never be just the two of us again. You have a son. You and Margot have a son. And there's nothing you can do to change that.
Kristen, I've never even seen the child. It was just something that happened before you and I were totally committed. I had no thought of conception.
There is a son, and the son happens to be your baby.
And the question is, how are we going to deal with that?
Not we, you.
I've already dealt with it. That's why I needed the money, to fulfill my legal responsibility to provide for the child. But I've done that, and it's over. Ask Margot. She'll tell you it's over.
So you're saying that you don't have feelings for that child?
Kristen, I know this may sound cruel and insensitive, but I can't get emotionally involved with that child. I didn't want any part of a child by Margot or any other woman, but you. You are the woman I love. Only you. I just wish that you could believe that.
That's the problem, Clarke. I don't know what to believe from you anymore. I'm a little gun-shy. I don't know what surprises you have for me in the coming weeks and months.
Kristen, I promise that's not going to happen. Not ever again.
It's all right, honey. I'm sure Miss Spencer will want to talk to me.
I'm sorry. I told her not to come in, but
It's all right, Janet. I can handle it.
Miss Spencer, how lovely to meet you at long last. You may not know this, though I suspect you do. I'm Sally Spectra.
Boss, you wanted to talk to me.
Rocco, get in here.
Sir.
You said you wanted a job with more responsibility. I've got one for you.
the bold and the beautiful. This portion sponsored by April Fresh Downy for the fluffiest softness ever.
Bus, do you mean that? I'm gonna get promoted?
That's what we're about to decide.
Doing what? I mean, I'll do anything. You just name it.
Rocco, in 6 weeks, we're going to have our fall and winter showing. That means buyers and press from all over the world will be here.
Yes, sir, I know.
But what you don't know is that starting now, today, we're going to tighten security around here to the limit. This is a very critical time for us.
Critical how?
Theft. It could ruin us.
You mean your designs?
Our designs, our materials, our accessories, anything and everything we're going to present in this showing. There are a lot of people out there, Rocco, that would pay big money to know in advance the trends we're going to be setting.
But with all that security?
You can't have enough security, Rocco, because you never know where to look. They come in all sizes, all disguises. It could be a delivery boy, a well-dressed customer, somebody on our loading dock. And unfortunately, it could even be one of our own employees. That's why no one, I repeat, no one is above suspicion.
You think somebody working for us?
That happens.
Hey, Mr. Forrester, the reason that you're telling me all of this, are you saying what I think you are?
Rocco, no one better than you knows every square inch of this building. You're like a ferret. More than that, you don't look like a security person, and that's what we need, along with everything else.
So, boss, you want me to be like a guard?
Let's say more like an undercover man.
Undercover man?
That's right. Plain clothes, obviously without a gun.
Well, boss, I mean, if you remember, I don't really need a gun. I mean, not as long as I have these. These are registered as lethal weapons. Anybody tries to steal one of your designs, and it's...
Like I said, Rocco, no one is above suspicion.
Miss Spectra. Well, I'm very busy right now, and I'm not in the habit of seeing people who don't have an appointment.
And I'm so sorry to have to disturb you, Miss Spencer. But I have come to you with some very exciting news.
All right. Go ahead and tell me what you want to tell me, but I don't have time for an elaborate pitch.
Cut to the closer, right? I understand that, Miss Spencer. All right. One savvy businesswoman to another. As you probably know, I am the president and chief executive officer of Spectra Fashions. I am Spectra. And I am here to let you be the first to know that Spectra is about to become one of the leading fashion innovators in the country.
Well, Miss Spectra, I am familiar with your business, and I also know that innovation has never been a priority at Spectra. In fact, you specialize in knockoffs, and not even quality reproductions. They're about as cheap and mass-produced as they come. Now, I hardly see that as news.
Ouch. You're pretty direct, aren't you? It's okay. It's good, I like it. It's true. We have been, shall we say, following the trends in the past, but all of that is changed. The news is, Ms. Spencer, that I am personally going to go into the designing room, and I am personally going to oversee every aspect of design and production. And trust me, Spectra is going to have the hottest new fall line in the country.
Well, that's all very nice. What does it have to do with me?
Can't you see what a fantastic opportunity this is for you to scoop your competitors? Now, look, I chose you because I got a lot of respect for the way you run this magazine. You know, Miss Spencer, I never noticed, or I never knew, what a beautiful young woman you are. Anyway, I am offering Ion Fashion an opportunity to feature my new fall line in their editorial pages long before I release one word about it to either Vogue or Bazaar.
Can I be honest with you?
Always. I thrive on honesty.
I'm getting the impression that you chose me. Less for my fashion sense you so admire, and more because you're perceiving me as a lightweight. Now, you're going to honor me by allowing me to take pictures of your new line? A line which, based on past evidence, will probably consist of low-budget copies of the designs of the true fashion innovators. Now, who are you trying to fool, Miss Spectra?
Hey, you want to hold it right there, Toots, huh?
Look, I can't possibly consider using you in my magazine. It would destroy my credibility in the business to feature fakes. And I can be quite certain that if they're Spectra, they're fakes.
Excuse me.
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm an attorney licensed in Los Angeles, and I've come to Washington to obtain a statement of ownership, management, and circulation. It's Postal Service Form 3526. It involves a men's magazine whose owner seems to have lost himself in a maze of corporations.
You gotta fill out a form.
Okay. But you will help me cut through this red tape and pinpoint this guy, right?
I'm certain we can, yes.
You know, I really resent this, Mrs. Forrester. Or should I say, Miss Spencer? You still use your maiden name, I see. Who are you trying to kid? Everybody who knows anything about this business, and believe me, I do, knows that you are married to a Forrester. So it's obvious. You are saving those special editorial pages for family members only.
That is absolutely untrue.
Honey, I didn't come here looking to adopt you, and I'm certainly not a long-lost cousin, but if you want to survive in this world, which is my world, then you better keep your mind open for new ideas. And you better keep your eye open to see what's coming in the future. Because trust me, what is coming in the future is Sally Spectra Creations.
Now, first of all, my association with the Forresters has nothing to do with it. But what does is the fact that Spectra has always been known as an imitator and nothing more. And it is based on that reason, and that reason alone, that I wouldn't even consider featuring Spectra in Ion Fashion.
I was clawing my way up in this rag trade when you were still putting dresses on your Barbie doll. Now, you want this little magazine of yours to work and be a success, then you better realize it's people like me that make it possible for people like you. We've been around long before anybody ever heard of Forrester, before anybody ever heard of Klein or Lauren, for that matter. We are the people that know how this business works. You only know about the icing on the cake.
I know how the fashion industry works. And I'm also very, very familiar with the history of Spectra. Now, I am open to new ideas. My magazine has featured some radical new ideas. But what I am suspect of are new ideas coming from the head of Spectra. I'd have to be absolutely certain they were new.
They'll be new, all right. You got my word on that. I'll give you my personal guarantee. This is going to be the biggest thing that ever happened to your magazine. Trust me.
Trust you? Why would I trust you? What reason would I have?
Seeing is believing, right? I will give you a preview look at my new fall line, then you decide. You decide if this line isn't the hottest thing in this country, in the world. You decide. Because if you don't, I think you might be a very sorry little girl this fall. And I think your little magazine might not be worth the paper it's printed on without Sally Spectra.
Well, I highly doubt that. But all right, I will look at your new line when it's ready. When it is, make an appointment with my secretary. Goodbye, Miss Spectra.
When would you like me to start, Mr. Forrester?
How about today?
Yes, sir.
Garrison,
You calling me?
Yeah. Can I talk to you a minute?
Yeah.
Rocco, thanks. You can go now.
You can count on me, Mr. Forrester. Anybody tries to steal your designs, they deal with me.
All right. Thanks.
Sir.
Garrison?
Yes.
What the hell happened to you?
Here we go, Mr. Logan. Stud Corporation is owned by this corporation. And that corporation is owned by this one. And this corporation is owned by XYZ Corporation. And so on and so on. Now, in these files, you'll find the name of the principal stockholder. That's the man you're looking for.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Got a few minutes for your husband?
Of course I do. Come on in.
Is there something that you wanted, Ridge?
Answer my question. What happened to you?
Well, if you really must know, sometimes I walk in my sleep.
Don't play games with me, Garrison. Something happened and it wasn't walking in your sleep.
Whatever happened is personal.
What do you got going on
Hey,
there?
if it's that damned important to you, I'll show it to you in your office.
Well, well. How are you going to explain this one to Kristen?
Just back off, Ridge. It's none of your business.
It becomes my business, Clarke, when it concerns my sister. Where is she?
She's at home, but she'll be here soon. Now, if you don't mind, I have work to do, okay?
Garrison.
What now?
Those last drawings you did?
I know, you didn't like them. It's not a surprise coming from you.
Actually, I did like them.
Thank you, Ridge.
Like them or not, you push my sister too far. And your history, you understand?
Honey, before you say anything, I just want to tell you that I'm sorry about today. I don't know why I snapped at you like that.
It wasn't that you snapped at me, Caroline. It was what made you do it. We were talking about Ridge.
I know, you don't have to remind me.
We were talking about Ridge and Brooke. The plans that he's probably making for their wedding when the time comes. Now, that really bothered you. Why?
I think you know why.
Well, suppose you tell me.
You know how I feel about that relationship. And you certainly know how I feel about Brooke.
What about my brother? How do you feel about him?
This all has to do with a lot of other things besides Ridge and Brooke.
Well, what then?
Well, my father, for one thing. I mean, I'm really concerned about him. Ever since that nude picture of him was published in that magazine, he hasn't been the same person. He's a completely defeated man.
Well, there really isn't very much you can do about that, is there?
Well, actually, there is. As we speak, I have Storm Logan in Washington. Now, evidently, there are ways of digging into these dummy corporations to find out who's behind them.
Well, that's good.
Well, I think it's going to prove to be. And I have to do this. I have to help my father. He's the reason that I am what I am. He's always been there for me. He's given me so much. He's given me my values and my sense of morality. Honey, look, I'm sure that when all of this is cleared up, I'm gonna be more myself again.
You're telling me then that none of this has anything to do with Ridge?
No, Thorne. It has nothing to do with Ridge.
And let's just hope that Storm finds some answers. And soon.
There we go. No. Here it is. My God, I don't believe this. What this is gonna do to Caroline.
Jewelry provided by Stephen Dweck. Join us again for the bold and the beautiful.